Cheers.
As you guys can see, I'm in the blue EG. I went to go pick it up. The motor is finally done, the H22 high comp that we've built. And I am gonna go tonight and start taking the F20B motor out that we have built about a year ago. Actually, quite scary that this vehicle has now been back on the road again. So I'm gonna start taking everything apart, get everything off that I need off the F20 motor. And there's a couple of items that I still need that I need to put on to the H22 motor, but I'll show you guys once I have everything apart. And then I need to clean up the engine harness or the chassis harness. In the video probably 2 weeks ago, I've done the fueling or the engine harness. So that's all the injectors, coil packs. We are running K24 coil packs on the new motor setup. And well, water temp, oil pressure, things like that. Everything that's motor related, harness, that's been built, and I need to now focus on the chassis harness, your reverse lights, speedo drive, alternator, things like that. So that harness is going to be separate for if we do pull the engine out and use that in another chassis. I can just yank it out and we'll have a nice tucked or engine harness that I don't need to rebuild again or try to rebuild again. That was a nightmare, getting all the plugs and everything. But in saying that, I will see you guys shortly at home and then we can take it from there again. So it's about after 9. I'm gonna get cracking on the EG. As you guys know, this is a F20B swapped EG that I've done a while ago. The motor is coming out. We were gonna do a H22 head swap on this, but the piston or the bore diameter was a little bit smaller than the dome diameter. There is a video that I've posted, so this is gonna go to the engineers at some stage to get oversized pistons fitted so we can still run the H22 head, but that is probably in the future sometime. I'm not too sure. But also I wanted to explain, so the harness that I've mentioned when I was driving the vehicle, I've got the engine harness. So this is my the injectors, the coil pack has been wired in. I've got my VTEC solenoid wire. This has just been mocked up here for now. Harness comes down. I've got temperature, pressure, and earth. I don't believe this is temperature. I think one is for cluster and one is temperature. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but either one of the two. And I've got TPMS, map, or air pressure, whatever you want to call it. And then oil pressure. So all that's been tucked up and crimped. I still need to do this side, but this is gonna go onto the new engine harness. If I can put this down on the floor for you guys. So I still need to wire in the ECU that's being plugged in there to the actual pinouts and whatever we need for the cluster. So this I will be doing once the engine is out of the vehicle and I know exactly where everything is going to go and where everything is going to be situated and the lengths, etc, etc. There are some wiring, like I've mentioned, on the harness that I need. I've got reverse light switch, I've got starter motor signal, starter wiring, earth, gearbox earths, and water temp sensor. Everything that's not on the motor currently, thermostat, etc, etc, all that still needs to be wired in. But I feel like if I don't start on this sooner than later, it's just going to be another project for another month, and then at the end of the year the car still won't be running. So I'm just going to get cracking. I'm going to start stripping everything. So it's about 10 to 10. Massive progress on disassembling this. Hopefully I can get this done before the morning hours. I really want to start building the H22 motor, or getting the parts needed off the F20B motor and getting it onto the H22. I still need to do just the mounts, the cam belt side, post mount brackets and everything. Also the gearbox mount. I've got the T-bracket at the back. And what else? Fuel lines, injector plugs, all that harness needs to come out. And that's about it. I still have the CV shafts, intermediate shaft, and I'll probably drain the gearbox oil now. And that's it. Then we can put this motor on the ground. I'll probably loosen the gearbox and slide it out from underneath, or I'll see how it goes by myself. Hopefully Dwayne will be here shortly. Then we can try to take the engine and gearbox, the whole unit out from the top. Actually will be a little bit easier than working at the bottom, trying to disassemble the gearbox, pulling that from the vehicle. But I'm all alone, and Dwayne hopefully still comes. He's running a little bit late, but I'll get this cracking hopefully before 12, everything will be done.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
So we're going out with the old motor out, waiting for the new one to go in. Which way are we going, Jan? I seem to be confused because I'm seeing a different motor sitting there in the corner. What is that?
That's stock D16 with the tapered cover, with the K24 tapered cover.
Ah, so the car's just going back to stock now?
So K in this, H22 in that. And then
Just show the people.
yeah, because apparently there's a B16 that will whip my ass, and that's not gonna happen. So I'm going 2.2 or 2.4 soon in that. Very soon.
Ooh, it's gonna be spicy.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna run for coffee now at 12.
At 12 at night.
Hopefully
Can get a spot open.
there will be somebody will have some coffee, and then we'll get back onto the engine. As promised that it will be running, well, not running, it will be assembled in the morning. So let's sneak out, and
Cool.
hopefully the wife doesn't hear us. So Dwayne has left. I still got some coffee left, so I'm gonna crack on. This is the wiring mess. I'll probably have to sort out tomorrow. I need to get these power steering lines all out, get it all clean here, maybe touch up some paint. We still have some paint left of the last time. But yeah, I'm super glad. Some of the parts that's needed for tomorrow. Got the bottom timing cover, I've got the top one, post mount, alternator bracket, some of the bolts and stuff that I need for the H22 motor. But yeah, we are getting there. Hopefully tomorrow I can put everything together that's needed to get this off the stand and to put the gearbox on. I also have a lot of cleaning up to do, but I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll see you guys in the morning again. It's the next morning, and I want to show you guys everything that I've done before I wrap up this video, and obviously what we are gonna do probably this week. Try to wrap it up and get the wiring all done in the engine bay so that we can fit the H22 motor. So this morning I got the VTEC solenoid in, that's been done. All the mushroom nuts on the tappet cover has been done. The post mount, timing covers, alternator brackets, alternator belts being tightened up, crank pulley. Everything on this side is done. I just need to finish up porting the intake and cutting the throttle blade. I think I showed you guys, but I'll just show again. On the inside, it's got that little step, so I'm going to do that off camera. And then I think that's basically it. Just the water pipe or the thermostat housing on the side and injectors and fuel rail. Then she should be good to go. Then I can take her off the stand, get the LSD gearbox mated to it. Obviously we're going to use the clutch that's in the F20B. That is a brand new clutch and pressure plate. But I think that's it. And then we can, like I say, this is going to be probably the longest or the roughest headache to sort out is all this wiring. I am going to do all this power steering pipes. I'm going to take all that off that's been hanging loose. We are going to go with the electric steering before we take the vehicle for the cert, do everything and then get the vehicle certed. For most of the items that are going to go onto the vehicle, otherwise it's going to be additional cost every time you try to modify it. We are still going to have to modify the exhaust, cut it off there, and I still have to cut the J-pipe. As I've mentioned in the last video, it is quite close to the sump, and as you guys can see, it's quite on an awkward upwards angle. So that I need to sort out before the motor can go in, but we can still remove it from the actual manifold and try to start it or crank it. But I think that's it. And thanks again for joining in. And if you made it this far, thanks so much. And see you guys on the next one.